Hey y'all, welcome to the Style Chronicles. This is going to be my February favorites video. I know it's a little bit too late. We've gotten a little into the month of March, but better late than never. So first up, I know this is going to answer a lot of you guys' questions. I get a lot of questions about my teeth and why they're so white and stuff like that. I don't know why they're so white. I do a whitening box. I haven't done one in 2 years, but you know, where I use the entire box through. I haven't done one in 2 years. I did one for my sister's wedding because I was maid of honor and I wanted my teeth to be really white. Since then, I have repurchased the same box, and those whitening strips I use occasionally, just whenever I feel like I need, you know, a little touch up or, you know, just to whiten a little bit more. If there's something like a wedding or, you know, something that I really want my teeth to look really white for, I will use whitening strips for a week, you know, up until that date or whatever. But, you know, every now and then, like maybe I want to say once a month, but I haven't done a whitening strip since Christmas. So, you know, just every now and then I'll do it. I drink a lot of tea, a lot of coffee, black coffee, and a lot of red wine. So I'm not exactly sure why they are white. I think they show up a lot whiter on camera than they do in real life. I'm happy with the shade they are until I wear a lipstick that, you know, sometimes just kind of clashes with it, and then they look really yellow to me. I don't know. Anyhow, one of the things that I do use every day is the Colgate Optic White Toothpaste, and this actually is one of my husband's products. He's the one that started using this, and then he told me, you know, I kind of feel like my teeth have whitened up since I started using that toothpaste. He said, you should try it. So when I ran out of my tube of toothpaste, I am usually a Crest person. I like Crest toothpaste. My husband is a Colgate person. He likes Colgate toothpaste. So he had bought a 2-pack, and I just started using the other one of his, and I actually really do like it. I'm not sure if it whitens or not. I don't know. But I just really like it. So that is one of my monthly faves because this is my 3rd tube of this. And, you know, like I said, I really do like it. And I don't know if it's keeping the stains at bay. Like, it may not whiten my teeth anymore, but when I use it, it, you know, kind of removes whatever staining I may have had for the day or after I drink tea or something. So I'm not exactly sure. The second thing, and I knew this was going to be in my favorites video the second I started thinking about my favorites, because I have used this for the entire month of February and absolutely loved it, and it's the LaVanila Healthy Deodorant, and I love it. And I have the Pure Vanilla scent. It smells heavenly. It smells like pure vanilla. Seriously, I put this on when I get out of my shower at night. I put it on in the morning again, but when I get out of my shower at night, and I mean, I want to walk around the house smelling my armpits because they just smell so good. I know that sounds so funny, but they smell good. And I love that it's all natural. I mean, that is one of the benefits, you know, the biggest benefits of this, and the smell is just great. And I have turned my dad onto it and my sister, and hopefully, you know, some more of my family members will follow suit, only because, you know, it's all natural, there's no aluminum, and it just makes me feel good because I know aluminum is one of the largest contributing factors to Alzheimer's. My grandmother suffers from Alzheimer's, and I know I've told you guys that before. And I just kind of feel like, you know, I wish that what we know now, even though it's not everything, and there's still, you know, there's still so much research to be done, and there's still so many things that we need to know about Alzheimer's, we know enough now to be preventative of some of the aspects of Alzheimer's. And I wish back when my grandmother was my age that some of that philosophy, or, you know, just way of thinking, or even, you know, just some of those things that we know contribute to Alzheimer's, I wish some of that was known back then, because I feel like it may have helped her. You know, it may have helped her, if not just a little. And my grandmother's Alzheimer's, you know, we're lucky enough to say that we haven't felt Alzheimer's complete wrath yet. It's been very slow coming, and she's been on medication to keep it at bay, and that medication has been very helpful. You know, she's an extremely gracious person as it is, and she's faced it head on, and she often, you know, she'll joke about it. She jokes about hiding her own Easter eggs because she's not going to remember where she puts them out so she can find, I mean, she makes little jokes, you know, and she does it, you know, lightheartedly. She's facing it, you know, very head on. My father and his sister and brothers have been the ones that have kind of dealt with the brunt force of Alzheimer's, and it's very difficult. It's very, very difficult when, you know, your parent all of a sudden, you know, your whole life they've been this huge figure for you, and they've just been so domineering and, you know, everything. You've gone to your mom for every little bitty up and down in your life, and it's hard when all of a sudden your mother has become kind of like your child, because that's kind of how my grandmother has become. But anyhow, if some of that was available back then, I think it would have helped. So I like that, you know, whatever we can do now for my generation, my daughter's generation, and my, you know, father's generation, just a little bitty things. So that's one of the biggest things why I like this deodorant, aside from the fact that it's all natural, smells wonderfully. The only thing that I can tell you is I have not used it for a full-on run yet, because I have not made it back outside to run since the weather hasn't changed yet. But just lifting weights at home, and I lift heavy weights, so I do sweat, especially when I am working out my legs and I'm doing lunges and, you know, a lot of squats and stuff. I sweat a lot, and this does not keep the odor at bay. I'll just say that. So I think when I do run, I'm going to have to put on a antiperspirant or something like that, or just deal with it. I don't know. I'll find out when I start to run how bad it is, but for now, just lifting weights and everything, and then I go take a shower, it doesn't bother me, so I'm good with that. Okay, let's move on because I've got other products. My Stila Topaz eye pencil. This I have used on my waterline almost every single day of February. I go back and forth between this color, a black, and a brown color. My black one is YSL, my brown is Smashbox, and my nude is Stila. And I go back and forth depending on my mood and how I want my eyes to look. But this month, I don't know, or last month, February, I just wanted to look fresh, and this kind of achieves that look. So that was one of the things that I was using. Next up are two of my foundations. The first one is my MAC Pro Longwear, and this is an NC15. It looks extremely, I don't know why, it looks super dark in this container. It's not that dark. And I really like it. It's a long-wearing foundation. It lasts really well. It does seem a little bit pink, but the NW15 is extremely yellow on me. So I might be in between and need to mix the two, but I haven't done that yet, so I really don't know. But like I said, this one, and I love it. I have it on right now. It is not Estee Lauder's Double Wear. I really do like that one, and I'm still trying other foundations out. This is not the one that I'm happy with by any means. It's just the one that I'm wearing now, and I like. I'm not sure if I'll stick with it. Okay, so next up is my Studio Fix, MAC Studio Fix powder. This stuff I love. I love, love, love. This is kind of what, the reason why I like the Makeup Forever powder foundation, because of this one. This is what I have worn since high school. Since I started wearing makeup, I have always worn the Studio Fix. I've always had it in my collection, whether it's something that I wear every day or if I just kind of rotate it, or maybe I use it to top my foundation if I want heavier coverage. It's just always, I always have it. And this is, like I said, NC15 once again, and there it is. And it's a really good, you can build it up, you can layer it on top of foundations if you want heavy coverage. It's great for oily skin. If you have dry skin, I would not suggest this because it's powder, so it will settle into any flakes that you might have on your skin. But I really like it for oily skin. Same thing with the Prolong, where it's good for oily skin. I just like it because it's, it doesn't stay all the way on my nose. I get little splotchy marks, but it lasts the entire day, and that is one of the things, that I like the most about it. Next up, two blushes, and the first is Nars Matahari. Absolutely love this. It is my absolute favorite blush. I love it. I just think it looks so pretty. It's a blue kind of undertoned pink, and I think it just makes you look fresh. I love that. Next is the Stila Custom Color Blush. Looks like this. It's very bright, I know. It's supposed to self-adjust, so you put it on and it self-adjusts. I don't know if it self-adjusts or anything like that because I've only used it on myself. It's a bright pop of pink. I like the way it looks. So there's that one. And I've used those pretty much every day for the month of February and even March now. And then the next thing I have on today are two colors that I never really wear, and then a brown. And this is a Clinique Color Surge eyeshadow trio with strawberry fudge, beach plum, and Stay Matte brown chocolate chip. That's the chocolate chip brown, and then the kind of plummy color, and then the pink. And I never use pinks or purples because I really don't like the way they make my eyes look, but I've got them on today, and I did the pink all over, and then the purple on top, and then the brown in the crease, and brought it over. And that's how I like the way it looks. I think it's a fresh look, it's a change from my neutrals that I always do, and it's kind of subtle. It's not so bright that it's in your face, but it's just, you know, subtle enough to be something light for spring. Okay, next up is the Chanel Illusoire, the Illusion d'Ombre Illusoire. I have worn this so much, at least twice a week, this month especially. Just because I like the color. The red I really do like. I was feeling it like the whole month of January, and this month it's just been, I gravitate towards this purpley kind of silvery lilac color because I really do like it. It's springy, everything's springy. And lastly is the Nars Lola eyeshadow, which I add to everything. I didn't add it in today, but I did yesterday, and it just kind of makes my crease pop so much more. But I love to add this into my shimmering sands. When I do the shimmering sands trio on my lid, I love to add this into my outer corner because it just darkens it up and makes it look a lot fresher, a lot cleaner. And then the last thing is my High Beam Benefit's High Beam. I know I said that was the last thing. This is the last thing. Benefit High Beam highlighter. I love this for my cheekbones up here. You just have to make sure that you apply it when your foundation is still a little wet, and then as soon as it's dry that you powder so that it stays. Unless you're somebody who has dry skin, then you don't really need to powder all that much, but with oily skin, everything falls off my face, and this, if I want to wear it for the highlight, I have to make sure and powder over it and not really mess with my face the rest of the day. So those are my favorites for the month of February. Now, I know there are 3 people that I want to share with you guys that I started watching that I absolutely adore. The first is Sharon, Makeup Artist. And I had to write that down because I've tried to mention her before and it came out as a completely other name, and I'm so sorry. That's kind of weird, and I didn't want to say anything about it because I don't want to be rude or anything. But Sharon, Makeup Artist, she is amazing. Every time I watch one of her videos, I learn something, or 2 or 3 things. I mean, literally, I learn from that lady. She is really awesome. She is, I want to say she's Irish. I'm not sure though. She has like an Irish accent, and I love her accent. But she's, she's a beautiful woman. She's got a beautiful complexion. She's got these freckles on her face that I just love. And she will go through her makeup routine and really explain why she's doing something, or why she does that, or why you need to do that, or why she's not doing something but you need to do it, or why she's doing it and you may not need to do it, but if you have this kind of skin you might, I mean, she really explains everything that she does, and she gives you really good tips and tricks, and like I said, I just learn something every time I watch one of her videos. So Sharon, Makeup Artist. The next one is Makeup TX Mandy 01, or is it Makeup Mandy TX? Makeup Mandy TX01, sorry. I started watching her a couple months ago, and I am absolutely in love with her videos. She is a makeup artist. She, I think I mentioned her before too. She does her foundation, her face of the days, and she goes through everything that she's worn, and she just does some really cool things to her. Like, she's got this green-blue eyeshadow look that she did in one of her past videos, and I absolutely love it. And she knows products, so she does good reviews on them if you're interested in that stuff. And lastly, for her hand swatches that I am, every time I see one of this lady's videos, I want to run out and buy everything in the video. But she's into a lot of high-end products, so I just like to see it because I like to see before I buy. But her name is Makeup Never Sleeps, and she's Rachel at Makeup Never Sleeps. And I've been watching her since last year. I'm not exactly sure when last year, but she's awesome. She does, like I said, hand swatches with her camera, and you see her hand doing this a lot of times, kind of talking for her. But she's got a very good sense of humor, and she's very funny. So I really do enjoy those 3 ladies. And those are, I believe, everything I wrote down. Yes, everything I wrote down. So that is it. I did not put my earrings on today. I need to go do that. Wow, I just noticed. Or my rings. Wow. Anyhow, thanks so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.